Hi everybody, just want to make a quick video today on decision nodes, which is the yellow node over here. Drag and drop from right over there. That's the decision node, and it explains a bit about how it all works. All right, so I just want to give you an example of what to do if you wanted to use the decision node. So at the moment I've just put it in there and it does not have any paths, it's just a blank node. But I've got three questions, which is, are you looking to renovate your home? And the answer there is yes and no. And I've saved it inside a text field. So just want to show you that. A text field called renovate, yes and no. The second one is a gender question. Are you a man or a woman? And same thing, I've saved that into another text field. Which is man and woman with gender. And lastly, I used a drop-down field, and the drop-down field has got what is your favorite animal, and in that I've got so I've just selected the drop-down there, and I've got a drop-down with animal values. I think it's got like dog, cat, and something else rather. Okay, so how do we use this? All right, so let's go ahead and build one. If I wanted to separate out the first two questions, so you have two options here, which is custom field or question. Now, if you notice here, I've got two ways of doing it. I've got a question with a yes and no answer, and then I've got a renovate as a custom field. So which one do you use? Well, you can use either one. All right, that's the right answer. They both will work. So I can build a path where I can select a question, which is going to be, are you looking to renovate, and go yes and no. At the same time, I could have used a custom field, and I would have gone reno, renovate, and I could also there have yes. Okay, so they both will do the same thing. This one here is obviously easier because you get to select that. Here you need to make sure that you've typed it in correctly. But the answer, they both pretty much the same thing. You use either this one or this one, right? That's going to basically build a path. So let's just do renovate equals yes, and I'm just going to leave the first one there. Yep, delete. Go ahead and save. And if I save that, it's going to create two paths. Okay, that's renovate equals yes and everything else. So what I want to do is I want to leave that over here. I'm going to bring this about. Duplicate my results page node, and I'm just going to change the title here to say that this is going to change it that this is the correct results page. So that way, as we run through our test, we'll end up at the right place. Oops, mistype that. Correct results page. Go ahead and save that. Okay, so that's going to go over here. So let's go ahead and test this. So that's renovate equals yes. I'm going to just go ahead and preview that. Do you want to renovate? Yes. It doesn't matter what animal I pick here. There you go, correct results page. Right, now let's go ahead and test two conditions. So I'm going to put this, so renovate equals yes, and for the gender question I'm going to put, are you a man or a woman, and I'm going to put just actually, yeah, men is fine, yes and men. Okay, go ahead and save that. So I should still end up over here. Come up over here, go ahead and refresh that. Yes, men, and there you go, correct results page. Now I'm going to go ahead and do one more thing, which is come over here and pick an animal, and go ahead and edit that. And put custom field, ANI, and it's the animal drop down equals dog. I believe that's what the value is. Let me just go ahead and confirm that. so I can show you what value to put in. So custom fields. And go to answer custom fields. Animal drop down. Let's go ahead and edit that. Continue. So that's the value. Okay, that's the label, which is what we're going to see, and that's the value that the decision node will look for, which is dog, cat, or tiger. So I'm going to put dog, which is DOG, all lower caps. Okay, let's just make sure that's what we've got. And is dog. Okay, so you can see how you can start making fairly complex conditions and build all sorts of paths inside your decision tree using the decision node. Let's go ahead and save that, and let's go and test this, and hopefully I can remember the choices I've made. I believe it was yes, man, and dog, and there you go. So I ended up with the correct results page. Okay, which means the conditions oops, not there, which means the conditions that we've set up here, which is testing for all three conditions, which is renovate yes, gender men, and animal is going to be dog. And if you can see over here, we've got all, so all of these have to be satisfied. So if I do any, then that'll also be true for all of that. All obviously is a much stricter condition. All of these have to be satisfied. So if I pick yes, female, and dog, then this condition will fail because it's all. The other thing I wanted to share with you is that LeadsHook, there's an order of priority. If you add multiple paths here, it'll look for the first. It'll evaluate the first one, and if it's true, it'll move. It won't evaluate the next one and thereafter. So you need to make sure that you put your conditions in the right order. Alternatively, if you want LeadsHook to evaluate all of your conditions or paths, then you got to click that button there, and that's going to basically evaluate all the paths. And there's an order there, but whatever's true, it'll accumulate the results that occur. All right. So what I mean by that is it's used predominantly for where you want to build dynamic generated reports, where you can have multiple conditions, and you put a snippet of copy that you want to show through results over here, and you can put that snippet of copy if the condition is satisfied. So that way you can actually build a sequence of decision nodes and then dynamically construct a results page or a personalized lead magnet or sales data. Now, if that's a little bit too complicated, then I wouldn't worry about that. Please get back to us if you need some hand in those sort of complex conditions. But know that that LeadsHook does allow you to create quite a lot of personalization if you want. Right. So that's a quick video on how to use decision nodes. Thank you, and bye for now.